And Jamaine Ortiz, the technician, at 14-0 with 8 knockouts of Puerto Rican and Dominican descent. This is the type of test that Adorno needed after the Alexis Del Bosque fight fell through in June of last year when he missed weight and then fainted, trying to make the agreed-upon 142 weight for the next day.
As even of a matchup as you can have, especially for young rising fighters. You typically don't see these kind of fighters facing each other at this stage in their career.
See the quick hands of Jamaine Ortiz. You got Dre oohing and ahhing. That's rare. That's why I was like, wait a second.
You see Adorno landing the heavier shots. He's the heavier puncher. And Ortiz is a flashier puncher. He'll land maybe more frequently, but they won't have as much pop on him. The beauty of boxing, no. Different styles, contrast of styles. Is your style better than mine? Can I impose my style upon yours?
It's out-throwing Joseph Adorno, but the harder shots are being landed by Adorno, so it really matters what do the judges appreciate more. Adorno landing a nice double left hook to the body, but he gets clipped with the left hook to the head. Both guys are learning early on that when they throw, there's always something coming back. Good speed there from Ortiz, and then the digging body shot from Adorno, who takes a nice right uppercut from Jamaine Ortiz. Things heating up early, and the fans are sensing something special. Nice left hook from Ortiz, and a warning for low blow there from referee. Is it lack of sugar?
Nah, my sugar's good.
Let me throw you a candy bar.
I need to get some caffeine.
Bernardo Osuna alongside Andre Ward. Oh, nice left hook there. Check hook from Adorno as Ortiz lunged in. Maybe overcommitted a little bit.
And Adorno, the last time we saw him, it was a draw against Hector Garcia. That's the last time.
Nice right there from Adorno, and Ortiz gets shaken up here early in round 2.
That's what Adorno's been waiting on right there, to land that one big shot.
He had been going with the left to the body, but now he's landing it on the chin, and he's checking Ortiz's chin.
See how the young fighter Ortiz responds.
Ortiz lands, now he's bleeding from the nose is Ortiz, and he lands a nice right hand straight to the face of Adorno. This is turning into a firefight, and the fans are loving it here in Kissimmee, Florida.
It's either going to spook a fighter and they're going to panic, or it's going to make them angry. Now Ortiz is doing the right thing. He's taking his time, and he's getting his head back and getting his legs under him. When you get hit, you get embarrassed, especially when it's noticeable, and you typically want to get it right back. But the veteran move is to take your time and understand, I still got time and I still have rounds. Good move right now from Ortiz.
A lot at stake for Joseph Adorno after missing weight really for his last 2 fights that he made. Oh, and down goes Ortiz with a left hook.
4, 5, 6, 7. You okay? 8. All right.
Seemed like a grazing shot, but it counted as a knockdown here in round number 2. Ortiz has been bloodied, he's been hurt, and now he's been dropped.
Bad mistake. Ortiz goes back to the rope, lifts his head, and tries to exchange with a bigger puncher in Adorno. That's a mistake when you're hurt.
8 knockouts in 14 professional fights for Jamaine Ortiz. 12 knockouts in 15 professional fights for Joseph Adorno. 1 draw, 14 of those were victories. Ortiz trying to earn the respect of Joseph Adorno, who already saw his brother Jeremy win a majority decision on this fight card. It's probably a good thing. because he's already got two other brothers who fight. So the 3 fighting Adorno brothers and his father Anibal.
Fully clear and get himself back into that fight, and that's his lead hand, the closest hand to Adorno, and that's the jab. He's got to use that more often.
He's got the quicker hands. He calls himself the technician, so he's got to revert back to doing what he does best, throwing flurries of punches, but not leaving himself open to that right uppercut now that Adorno was able to land.
Well, he's making the same mistake, which is he's leaning over his feet because he gets over anxious, and Adorno is very seasoned, so he's already timed that. He's just waiting for Ortiz to reach, and Adorno's not trying to win punch for punch. He's looking for a knockout.
I think he feels like he needs a knockout after that lackluster draw and then all the outside of the ring situations he's had to deal with. He understands that his career as a top-ranked prospect is on the line, and here comes Jamaine Ortiz pouring it on, as now it's Joseph Adorno who gets caught against the ropes.
Just a lot of extra energy, and he's leaning over his feet, and Adorno's staying calm, and he's just kind of looking for a shot. So it looks like a good sequence, but maybe not as good as it may look on the surface.
So you tell me not everything that shines is gold, Dre?
Not everything that glistens is gold.
Nice 1-2.
Now that was a patient jab right hand. Another patient combination right there from Ortiz.
Now he's putting his punches together, making Adorno move around the ring. Expend some energy himself. Ooh, that was on the belt line, but a nice left hook from Adorno. And now gets caught with a right hand over the ear and a right hand to the body.
2 cutting shots on the top of the head of Ortiz from Adorno.
We know that Adorno has a long time with not a lot of ring action, so at some point he even hopes to get some rounds. We don't know if tonight is that night against Damon Nicholson. That'll be at 10 Eastern on ESPN once we finish up here on ESPN Plus with the undercard fights. Be Joe Tess on the call, Mark Kriegel, Tim Bradley, Andre Ward, and yours truly, Bernardo Osuna, for what should be an explosive night of action from Kissimmee, Florida. And right now we've got Joseph Adorno in the black trunks trimmed in white, taking on Jamaine Ortiz with white trunks trimmed in red. Nice combination upstairs and downstairs from Adorno, and then that head movement, and uses his legs to get out of the way of those quick punches from Ortiz. Oh, nice exchange there, but Adorno always gets the better of the power shots, as here comes Ortiz with the flurries. Shoe shining, but he's got to take a big shot to shoe shine.
Yeah, Ortiz had a good sequence right there. He should step back, regroup. He piled up a bunch of points. He landed some good shots. Don't let Adorno come back and steal the play with 3 or 4 big shots. This is where the corner comes in, where you got to sort of talk your fighter through, even in real time. This is what you do, son. Stay relaxed. You landed good. Go back to the center of the ring.
Oh, nice.
And the fighter should understand those cues.
Nice left hook there from Jamaine Ortiz. And this is where the bubble really helped a lot of fighters, Dre, because they could clearly hear the...
Yeah, but I can't explain it, but a fighter should always be able to hear his coach. That his voice should be loud enough where if you hear no one else in the arena, you hear that coach.
I know Virgil had a soft voice, but you were dialed into that frequency.
Yeah, my wife would say, how do you hear him? He's always whispering. I don't know. I would always hear what I needed to hear when I needed to hear.
Oh, nice left hook to the body.
That was heavy. That was heavy. Good response from Ortiz.
You see Ortiz becoming a bloody mess here in round 4 of a scheduled 8-rounder. It's coming from the nose. Another left hook downstairs from Adorno, trying to wear down his fellow 14-0 fighter. This was a round where both showed the best that they've got in their arsenal, the speed of Ortiz and the power of Adorno. Close rounds. Could very easily be 3-1 for Ortiz, or it could be 2-2. You never know what the judges appreciate most.
The knockdown is definitely going to help Adorno as well.
That could be the difference right now.
Respect to Ortiz thus far, no shortage of heart. Making some technical mistakes, but that intangible that you need, toughness and heart and grit, he has that.
No, let go. Don't push that. Keep it clean. Watch.
Adorno against the ropes, and Ortiz putting in some work here. Nice double uppercut from Ortiz. He's just imposing his will at this point in round number 5. There's another left hook from Ortiz. Ooh, double left hook, the Tito Trinidad combination. Left hook to the body and then upstairs. A low blow from Adorno, and here comes Ortiz.
Ortiz wants to fight fire with fire. Let's see if that ends up being a mistake, or if he feels that Adorno is draining and it's the right time to step to him.
Adorno has had problems making weight before, but for this fight, it was Jamaine Ortiz who was overweight. You see Ortiz, who's been bleeding from the mouth. Now it's more profuse, and he spit out his own blood because he was swallowing it. That's a situation that can't be fun when you're in the ring swallowing your own blood, having difficulties breathing. Fighting with his mouth open, that's always a dangerous proposition. He has no choice, though. Oh, nice right hand from Ortiz! Adorno takes it and then comes forward.
Beautiful roll counter from Ortiz. He timed Adorno and made him pay.
Is, per usual, ringside, checking out the young prospects, and that's something that every promoter should do. Andre and Bob does it better than anybody, is watch everyone in back.
That he still loves the sport and cares about his fighters enough to watch their development early on.
Ooh, nice 1-2 combination from Ortiz.
Not liking the body language from Adorno.
Maybe he didn't expect Ortiz to come in here and bring the fight to him, because he was getting and landing the harder punches early on. And once that blood started to sprout from his nose, you said it, Dre, there's two ways he can react, and he chose to become the aggressor and wake up.
Yeah, sometimes you just feel a certain way about somebody bloody in your nose. I don't care if it's boxing. That's not supposed to happen. And that's the response that Ortiz has had. But
oh, now fighting off the ropes and slipping and catching Adorno coming in.
He's lining some shots up himself, and Adorno's not responding with that fire, that passion that you want to see from a fighter, a Puerto Rican fighter, especially with all these Puerto Rican fans here. That's very concerning, and he better be careful. And I'm talking about Adorno, that he doesn't get lined up for a big shot, because he can get knocked out as well. Ortiz may not be the biggest puncher, but if you throw enough, you're going to land a shot in the right spot. One fighter seems to want it more than the other, and that fighter is Ortiz.
Jamaine Ortiz fighting like his future depends on it. Nice 1-2 once again from Ortiz. Six rounds in, and Ortiz continues to prove that technique can handle brawn.
Yeah, and I'm not, again, the body language of Adorno is concerning. I mean, even when the bell rings, his father is trying to get in his face and get in the ring, and Adorno sort of walking around, looking outside the ring. He's not all the way here tonight. You're going to face adversity in a boxing ring. Things are not always going to go your way, but it's how you respond. That's what championship level heart and mindset is all about. And the fact that he's coming off a draw and a long layoff, and this is his response to adversity, this is not good at all.
Earlier on, he was watching his brother Jamaine Adorno take on Ramiro Martinez. He was quiet, stoic, and he liked what he saw from Jeremy. Not the same can be said of what we're seeing with Jeremy. The concern in his eyes, the body language, everything you're seeing, it seems that Jeremy's observing as well and feeling.
It looks like Adorno's conceding, and that's what's the problem. If you fight your heart out and come up short, respect to you. But when you're picking and poking like this, when you know you're either behind or it's very, very close, that doesn't spell championship heart and aspiration to me.
How bad do you want it? That is the only question that needs to be answered right now by Joseph Adorno. Oh, nice left hook. Hurts his opponent Ortiz as he's hanging on the ropes. And it's going to be considered a knockdown.
As it should be.
6, 7, you all right? 8, you ready to continue? All right, show me something. Let's go.
That is the question we were asking, and this is what Joseph Adorno is trying to answer here in the 7th round.
Jump, step back, step back.
Ortiz is doing the right thing. He's got to hold. He's got to hold. He's got to move and clear his head. Adorno's looking for that uppercut again. The shot that caused all the trouble in the first place.
Go, keep it clean.
A left hook dropped him in round number 2, and here in the 7th round, we have another protected 8 count in favor of Adorno.
Ortiz isn't doing the wise thing, but you got to respect him fighting back while he's hurt. Not smart, but I respect it.
Adorno seems tired too. Ortiz trying to recover here. Ooh, with those beautiful uppercuts. Ortiz showing the heart of a champion, and Adorno showing the heart of a fighter who knows he's probably down or in a close fight and had to turn it up. So we've got 2 10-8 rounds in favor of Joseph Adorno, but we've had a lot of rounds in favor of Jamaine Ortiz with ring generalship and good combination punching. Did he recover enough to make a run here in round number 8? The judges have a tough job tonight if it gets to that point.
I think Ortiz is back. I think he has his wits about him. I don't think Adorno has recovered. He's still tired. His dad was screaming and yelling in the corner, and he's shaking his head because he's exhausted.
You can hear the crowd chanting Joseph, Joseph here for Joseph Blessed Hands Adorno. And here you see the uppercuts from Ortiz. He's going to work because he knows he's been dropped twice in this fight. Adorno was able to catch Ortiz when he had his hands down. He lured him in and landed a big left uppercut. How will this last minute and a half play out? It's a small 18 by 18 ring. There's nowhere to run for either of these fighters. That's why they found themselves with their back against the ropes so many times early on in this fight. Ooh, nice combination there from Ortiz. And we just mentioned there's no place to run, and even though Adorno tried to make some space, Dre, the ropes all of a sudden said, you ain't going nowhere.
All Adorno has is to land a big shot. He doesn't have any gas left, and that has to do with his preparation. Lack of dedication. He's not preparing the right way. And unfortunately, his dad is screaming for Adorno to do more, but you can't ask for something that's not there.
He was spent when he went back to the corner after round 7, Dre.
And 60 seconds. He still hasn't recovered, and we got 15 seconds left in this fight.
And with Ortiz coming on strong, will it be enough to have dropped him twice for Joseph Adorno to stay unbeaten Or will Jamaine Ortiz continue his undefeated streak?
There that we talked about that threw off the equilibrium and took the legs from Ortiz. And Ortiz just kept pulling forward, throwing punches and bunches, an old boxing cliche, and he outworked Adorno. There's no question about that. But the question is, did the judges like the cleaner, heavier shots of Adorno? Ortiz never backed down. He may even have a broken or fractured nose that didn't detour him. He was hurt several times. He got up, and every time he faced adversity, like right here, when Adorno landed that beautiful shot, he got up and fought harder. And you would think that Adorno would take advantage of that and close out the fight, but it was Ortiz that came back again.
Big round of applause for these two warriors going the distance all 8 rounds, declaring this bout a majority draw.